Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador. It's always so great to see you. And again, we've got another fun project for you. So if you were here on Tuesday, you saw Colleen do a really cute zippered bag for Father's Day. Well, we're going to up the game a little bit even more. So Sarah's got a zipper bag that has embroidery and a lot of fun stuff on it. So in case you missed Tuesday, you don't want to miss this one. But if you want to even add more things to it, stay tuned. And we are live today, so I can see you all rolling in. It's always so great to see your comments as soon as we go live. So thank you for being here so early. And let's welcome Sara Vetser, Brother Educator. Sara, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Happy to be here today.
I know. It's so nice to see you. Happy summer. I'm like always thinking that now.
I know. It's so lovely. I'm in a dress. It's just great.
And it's nice out. So I gave a little hint what you're working on. I had the privilege of seeing the previews. So do you want to show them all what you're making? Because it's really cute.
Absolutely. So the idea behind this was toiletry kit. I ended up finding these really great pouches, and they came in like a 6-pack, all different colors, and they have the little mini carabiner on the side. I love miniature things, and I just love the carabiner. It's just a cute accessory, but it's a zipper pouch. It's a nice thick canvas material, and it fits beautifully onto my PR680W. I love to use my magnetic 5x7 frame, which of course I will show you guys. And so this, it's just so easy. You slip it right into the hoop, and I am going to show you how I use the on-screen text editing and frame shapes to make these two different monograms, I guess we'll call them. No, does a monogram? Yeah.
Those are so rich. I love that. I mean, that looks like you just went into a boutique and bought them, which all of your stuff does. But I mean, those are really cute, very classy.
Yeah, very classy, very manly.
Love it.
I was definitely looking for lots of inspiration, and all of the inspiration, like the toiletry kits that I was seeing, very clean text, nice high contrast. So that's definitely what I tried to recreate with this project. And it's so easy. So if, Father's Day is right around the corner. It's next weekend, right? So if you're crunched for time, you really want to make something special, you can go and find a blank toiletry kit in the store or a zipper pouch, right? Whatever the guy that you're gifting it to enjoys. Maybe he's an artist, and a zipper pouch would be great for pens and markers and pencils. Maybe he is super handy and he needs a bag for all his screwdrivers. These are really, really versatile.
I love it. I think I need one for all the fishing lures, except the hooks might get in the way. I'll have to get a little creative on that, but I love this.
Yeah, it's perfect. These ones are also waterproof. So it's like
nice.
Really good for anything. So I want you guys to comment which design you want to see first. I'll show you how to do both of these. So do you want the 3 letters or the single initial with the frames? And while you are voting, 3 initials or single initial, let me know in the comments. While you're voting, I want to talk to you a little bit about the 6 needle, just in case anyone here is unfamiliar with how amazing this machine is. So the big, the big benefit, we'll call it, for the multi-needle machine is that it has this little free arm here. So all you have to hoop around is this tiny little arm that's kind of sticking out in the middle there, right? So that's how it is so easy to do tubular items like tote bags and toiletry kits, zipper pouches, and whatnot. All you have to do is just slip it right around there. You don't have to open up the pouch and lay it flat like on a traditional embroidery machine. 6 needles, there are actually 6 needles, means that you could have 6 colors on there at once. So if you wanted to, let's say, put an entire name on here and you wanted to use 6 different colors and make it maybe all different shades of browns or whites, you can have 6 colors, 6 threads on your machine. You can preset the design. So all you have to do is press start and the machine will change the thread colors as it stitches for you. So you don't have to change the thread color every time you're stitching out a new part of the design. It's awesome. It is so awesome. And the 6th needle is part of Brothers' their entrepreneur line. Had to remember that word really quickly. And I can really speak to that. I have a small business, SAV NYC. Check me out on Instagram. Check out my website, savnyc.com. I do upcycled apparel. I sell a lot of patches. I sell hats that are made from recycled materials, and a lot of apparel that I put my original embroidery designs on. I run my entire business off of this machine because it makes it so easy to do tubular items like hats and like all different kinds of apparel. I could do sleeves, pant legs, you name it. I pop it right on the machine. I could set up all my colors. I could do multiple color designs, and I'm just off and running. It is incredible for production. So that is my spiel about the 6th needle, the PR680W.
You know, Sarah, I'm so glad you're showing the 6th needle, because a lot of people just go right towards the 10 needle, and there are ways to step up. You know, you've got the PR, you've got the 6th needle, and the 10 needle. The 6th needle, I actually have one in the back corner. It's not the newer version, but I absolutely love it. You don't realize at first when you see those machines, they're a little intimidating, but then when you realize how easy they are to thread and easy to set up, and there's a ton of tutorials that Brother has, you can embroider without having to go change the thread each time.
It's so amazing.
It is. Yeah. Okay, so let's see the vote. When I took my glasses off, it was tied. Everyone says the brown and the blue looks fantastic. Okay, you're tied. Single letter, initials 3. So I guess you have to flip a coin.
All right, well, let's go with the 3 initials because it's the brown. I don't have another of this exact color, but let's go over to my little workstation here, and I'll show you guys the other colors that I have that are still blank. Now, as far as supplies to do this project, it's really basic. You need some sticky back stabilizer. So I cut rectangles out of my sticky back stabilizer, and I used a bit of Taylor's chalk just to mark my center. So all of my centers, I pre-marked them so you wouldn't have to watch me struggle with that on camera. And then I just have some snips so that when we're done embroidering, we can just trim the excess threads on the inside of the pouch. So I have this lovely dark green. I have cream color, black. This one is more of like a khaki. So maybe we'll try this one. Yeah, they're really nice colors. I think this one will look nice with the blue too. What do you think, Angela?
Oh, I think so. I like them all.
They're all great. So let's try that one. Now,
hey, Sarah, just a quick question before you go over. You said tearaway stabilizer. Do you use the tearaway or cutaway or wash away?
So this one is actually, this one is actually cutaway. It's sticky back cutaway, and it's a heavy weight. That's just kind of what I had on hand. Because this is a really thick canvas material, you probably don't need a heavy weight because the canvas can hold the embroidery really nicely. It has nice stiffness to it. But I would definitely use like a medium weight cutaway. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would
Sounds
say.
good. Thank you.
Yeah. And I say cutaway because of if you get like a small letter here, you don't want to be tearing your stabilizer away. Or if you do the frame here, that's a single stitch. It can kind of pull at the stitches if you tear the stabilizer from the back. So a cutaway is perfect.
And you said it's canvas, right?
It is.
Canvas.
It's
canvas. Okay, great. Okay.
All right. So I want to talk about my magnetic frame. This is an optional accessory for the PR680W. And again, I use this for everything. So I would be pretty lost without my 5x7 magnetic frame and my 6 needle. So it loads onto the machine really beautifully. just slides right on. I'll show you in a second, but up close, now I'm just storing it with a piece of fabric in between the magnets because they are nice, strong magnets. They clip right on. I have this little release lever here that allows me to take them off really easily. So even though they're strong, you don't have to be strong to pull the magnets off, which is good because I have noodle arms. So they are really strong. They snap in there. And when you take all of them off, I'm always trying to space them out so they don't stick together. So take off my fabric that I'm just using to store. So it lifts up like a little clamshell. And this allows you to just really easily slide your project right in without having to take the hoop on and off the machine. So we're talking about production and really like saving us time. And we're an entrepreneur. I'm a business. I gotta, time is money. So this is how it goes onto the machine. You hear the click. It's snapped in. It's done. So now I'm just going to lift, insert my pouch, put the magnets on, and you're good to go. Love it. Love it. So easy. So I'll show you how I put the stabilizer on before we hoop it. Let me move these guys out of the way. Okay. Now I ironed them because they came with some creases and it made them stick together on the inside. Oops. Okay. There we go. So like I said, it's like a waterproof coating on the inside, which is really nice. So I have my sticky back cut away. I'm going to remove the paper backing to expose the tacky side. And I'm just going to slip it inside the pouch. I'm putting the tacky side up so that it adheres to the front of the pouch. And I'm just eyeballing it, putting it in the center, and then I'm going to, oh, I got a little bubble here, but I'm just smoothing it out with my hand. So now you can see my stabilizer is adhered to the front of the pouch. Super easy. One of my little corners didn't stick perfectly, so I'm just going to adjust it. There we go. Nice and flat. And you see my crosshairs here. I pre-marked the center of my pouch so I can line my design up really easily. Now all I have to do is slide it onto my frame here. I just put it as far up as it can go into the hoop, and then I'm going to attach my magnets.
Cindy says she loves the way you store those magnets.
Yeah, I mean, they're just tough to get off if you don't store it with something. Bubble wrap also works great. All right, so it's attached. It was that easy. Just apply the sticky back stabilizer and we're good to go. So now I get to show you guys all the editing stuff, right? So I have my machine ready to go. Well, she's not totally ready. I have to wake her up. Okay. So this is our home screen here, and these are all of our design categories. So we have, I think, a couple hundred designs preloaded into the machine to play with. And we also have 140 different frames. So you can choose from any of these shapes up at the top. So if you prefer to do a rectangle instead of a square, or sorry, this is a diamond. I know my shapes. If you prefer to do a different shape, you can just select that. And then it's offered, each shape is offered in 14 different styles of stitches. We have some large buttonholes, which are fun. If you want to do a really traditional monogram, there's actually a monogram font built in. So you just choose the layout that you want, select it, And then you can select the 3 letters at the 3 different positions, and it instantly makes a monogram. How cool is that? That would definitely look great on one of these pouches too.
That would look really good.
Yeah, so many different layouts and varieties that we could do here. These are our floral and large alphabet letters. These are really cool too. Because it's Father's Day, I kind of stayed away from the floral. But if you wanted to make a pouch like this for, maybe he does love flowers, then this is really cool. This is obviously pretty big for a pouch, but you would be able to add the name in the middle of the letter. So that's a fun one. And then we have our fonts here. I believe there are 40. Let's see. Yeah, there's actually almost 50 different fonts loaded into the machine here. So there's tons to choose from. Some really cool ones. So I stuck with the more basic ones up here because it just gives like a cleaner look to it. So once you select a style that you like, it's going to open up the alphabet. You have uppercase letters grouped together, and then you have lowercase letters. You have numbers, symbols, and you even have special characters in there. All right, so I'll do the same initials. So I did A, and I used all uppercase. Now for the smaller letters on the left and the right side, I use a medium size. We have kind of like a size toggle down here. So large, medium, small. You can just press it and it'll jump the text up or down in size. And then you can make more precise adjustments once we go to the editing screen. So I'm going to start with medium. I'm going to press set. Now I'm just going to move this over to the left. This is our editing screen that I just mentioned. And I'm going to press add, go back to my font category, font number 4, and choose my V. I'm going to keep that as large, so leave it as is. Press set. And I'm going to add again, same font, and the J. Jump that down to medium, press set, move it over to the right. Now you'll notice I have a grid on the screen here, and that is helping me a lot to line up the letters and make sure that they're spaced nice and evenly. And you can choose 3/8 of an inch, square. Well, I don't want to speak too soon. Let's see. So right now I have it at 1 inch. You could do 4 quadrants. You could do no grid. Yep, 3/8 of an inch is another option. So I'm just using the 1 inch grid right now, but there's different options for you if, different size grids work better for different functions. So I'm just lining my A up with one of the grid lines on the left, and then I'm going to do the same with the J, although it's kind of hard for me to tell where the middle of the J is. But I think it's right about there. Now I'm using the preview key up here to get a look at it again without the grid. That helps me personally just visualize it. I'm going to take a look at it. I think the spacing looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, and that's it. It was that easy to so we added the different letters. I did them all separately so that they would be easy to move around individually. And I made the middle one larger than the other 2. If I wanted to, I could go into the color palette here and I could assign them all to blue. Usually what I do is I just leave it black, but I do have a blue thread on my machine, and so I'll just reassign the needle bar, and then I know it's going to stitch out in blue, even if it's not blue on the screen. But if you like to visually see it as blue, you can change the color on there. Also, really, really cool about this machine, I feel like we don't show it that often, but in the machine settings, you can actually change the background color. So I have this like khaki material, right? So I can actually make my background khaki. Isn't that awesome? So now I can see the contrast of the blue on the background color.
That's cool, Sarah.
Yeah, that's a fun way just to audition different colors and see, like, sometimes I think a color will look good and it looks absolutely awful. And so this is a way to kind of test that out before you actually stitch anything. All right, now I'm on my final editing screen and my machine is showing me a nice bright red crosshair. And so what I'm doing is I'm dragging around my design, and now I'm going to use the positioning arrows on my screen to just line up that crosshair perfectly with the crosshair that I drew on the pouch. So now they're perfectly lined up. I can see that everything is straight up and down. And I'm going to go to my final embroidery screen. It's asking me to change the thread color. I already have my beautiful blue up there. It is on needle number 6. So I can easily reassign the colors here. So it's showing me it's going to use needle 3 for all of these letters, but I want it to use 6. So I'm going to tell the machine, use needle number 6, please. Okay. And there's lots of other information up here too. It's showing you how many thread colors, because these are all separated, the letters, it's coming up as 3, even though we're using the same color. The machine is not going to stop in between these 3 unless we want it to. We can add a little stop here. That's kind of helpful if you're doing an applique design and you need to trim in between different color blocks. But if we're assigning all these to 6, the machine is going to stitch all those out without stop. It's also giving us a time estimate of 3 minutes and a stitch count. I have my speed set to 700. It can go up to 1,000 stitches per minute. I find that that's just a little bit too loud for me. I'm in a new house. I don't have a ton of furniture in here yet, so it does echo a bit. I like to just keep it down to 700 stitches per minute. I'm going to lock the machine and let's get stitching.
All right, well, it's stitching, Sarah. You have a few questions. Darlene, sorry, I tried to write Darlene about. Oh, that is loud. I will just put you on mute for a sec while I ask the question, and then I'll let you go. Darlene wanted to know, and Bev wanted to know, these are samples that you bought, or is this bags that you made?
You're asking if it's loud, right? You're asking if I bought these? Yes. I bought them. They came in a 6-pack.
Perfect. So by the way, Darlene and Bev and everybody watching, if you want to see how to make your own bag, go back and watch Tuesday's show. You and Colleen were the perfect match this week. Colleen showed on Tuesday how to make your own zippered bag, and now you're learning how to embroider it. So what a great combo.
Perfect.
See what else we have. Cindy. Yeah. So, hey, Darlene, sorry, I just called you Sarlene, but you got it. We'll call it just a bad spell check. Cindy King wants to know, do you have a preference of which side the zipper closure goes on the left or the right? It doesn't matter.
That's a good question. I did consider that. I was thinking more about the carabiner. But I don't think it matters. What do you think?
Gosh, I'm so used to just opening from the left to the right, but I guess it really doesn't matter because you can flip it around.
Yes, you can.
So now we'll ask the brother fans. We're asking you a technical question here. Is there a proper way, like on your pants, do you zip on the right or the left? Is it the same thing with bags? This will be a good one.
Yes, information I need to know.
So Cindy wants to know if you're using the same initials on all these and who gets these fabulous bags.
Oh, I am just naturally, I think of my family members and use their initials. So these are my brother's initials. So I'll see if he wants them.
I think he's going to love that. I do the same thing. I'm always like giving stuff to my family, whether they want it or not. But these are pretty cool. I think you get an A on this one.
Yeah.
Boy, it stitches awfully fast. So just out of curiosity, has anybody purchased this additional magnetic hoop for the 6 needle? Because that's pretty slick. I don't have that one. I haven't tried it, but watching you makes me want it because that was so simple and easy.
I know, it's the best. They make it in a 4x4 and a 5x7.
Oh, so you could do even little smaller things.
Yeah. All
right, Caroline says she prefers, so we've got left to right so far. Everyone's left to right. So we'll go with left to right. That's how I like it too. I have to like, wait, my right or your right?
Yeah, so.
Very cute. Yeah. So Bev, the blanks are not a brother product. So if you want to message her, she can let you know, or she can let me know and I'll send you a message. Aren't you? Oh, you just had surgery yesterday. I hope you're feeling better. So it's nice to see you. I'll find out where she got him and I'll send you an email. Everyone's saying fun, very cute. And the project is so fast and easy.
Yeah. And it's done, so. It sings to you when it's done. Take my magnets off. Pulls right off, and there you go. Ta-da!
Perfect. I love that color.
It's nice. It's a nice, like, the blue is a little bit gray. It's not a little less saturated. I like it. All right, so let's do the other one now. I'll show you guys how I use the frames to make this one.
Oh, they get a bonus. Even though they voted and it was split 50-50, I guess you all get.
Yeah,
go ahead, Sara.
I just wanted them to let me know which I should do first, but we are definitely doing both. All right, so let's see. I think for this one, okay. We could either do black with a white embroidery or a cream, or we could do the cream with a black embroidery. Tough choice. Angela, what do you think?
I don't know. Should we let them vote?
Yeah, let's vote. I can start digitizing in the meantime.
Was the bottom one black or navy?
It's black.
Oh yeah, I would go black and gold. That would be me. But I think, oh no, yes. Cindy says black and cream.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever one you pick, but go ahead.
Okay, so let's do the black and cream. I think that'll look lovely. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm just going to open the bag up. Again, it's just sticking together because I pressed it with an iron that was a little too hot. Whoops. And then I'm peeling off the back of my sticky stabilizer. Sticky side up, putting it in the pouch, and then just smoothing it with my hand, and now it's attached on the front. Okay, at the machine, I'm going to load it into my hoop. Just always make sure that you're opening it so the bottom part goes underneath the arm here, because if they're both above the arm, it's going to stitch through both legs. So, hot tip. So I'm just making sure that back part of the pouch is underneath my arm. And I'm putting it as far on as it'll go and then attaching my back. Again, I have the crosshair pre-marked. So I can tell exactly where my center is. I didn't pull this right side up far. All right, so this design that we're doing has one letter, and then I used two different frames. So I did two squares and I resized them and arranged them so it looks kind of like one design, but I made it myself. And this is why I wanted to show you guys this project and why I did the project this way, because it's so amazing that you could just do this right on the machine. You don't need digitizing software. You don't need a separate computer. I just stand right in front of my beautiful 10-inch touchscreen and I can create all these designs. You can even save them in the machine to use them for future projects. So it's a beautiful thing. And that's why I wanted to show it all to you. So I'm going to change the background here. Let me just go back to home. And I'm going into my settings. I'm going to change the background color. I'm just going to turn it off for now. I'll turn it back to white. All right, so go back into my letters. For this one, I used font number 1. And let's see. What letter do I did a D. Let me think. Who else do I want to give a pouch to? How about my dad? It is Father's Day. We'll do an A. Let's set it. And I'm going to go to Add and go to my frame shapes. I'm going to choose the square. And, oh boy, which one did I use? I think it was this one. Yeah. I'm going to set it. I'm going to leave it at that size. And now I can go add and choose the same frame to get a second one, but I can also just use my duplicate button. So it duplicated that frame for me without me having to go through the adding steps. And I'm going to size it proportionally down. And then I'm going to use my move tool. This little circle in the middle is the centering button. So it centers it for me. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to preview it. Looks good. The A doesn't really look perfectly centered. It is perfectly centered, but sometimes visually it doesn't look perfectly centered. So I'm going to move that around a little bit. I also want to make the outer one a tiny bit smaller. Yeah, I like how that looks. And I'm using my select arrows here. So you see the red box is moving as it selects different parts of our design here. So now the red box is around the A. I'm directly editing the A. And I'm just going to scooch it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and we are embroidering in black, so we are going to leave the color as it is. I'm going to go to End Edit, and again, I'm using the crosshair that comes up just to line up my design with the crosshair that I drew on my pouch. And press embroidery. It's that easy. So I can get it started. I have black on needle number 1 and it automatically assigned it. Now the trick that I use there is that I anchored. You see a little anchor there? So that's me telling the machine that I'm always going to leave black on needle number 1 and white on needle number 2. And that's how I kind of operate. I leave the black and the white on there because more often than not, I do need black and white in any design that I'm stitching out. So it just stays on there forever and I have them anchored. So the machine knows that if I have black or white in my design, it pulls it from those needles. Pretty nifty.
Very, very great tutorial. I'm just seeing if there's any questions. They're all voting on what color is red, but it's too late.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And everyone says you need to do this for Mother's Day with black and pink. I'm with you on that. I would do the black and pink.
Yes, that would be beautiful.
It'd match my top. Do you guys have any questions for Sara or questions on the 6 needle while she's over there? Because we haven't shown that machine for a while, so this is very exciting.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I also see the fabulous print moda behind you. Your sewing room is looking fabulous.
Thank you.
All right, no questions rolling through. I'm glad Facebook's working today. Yesterday, Facebook was not cooperating with the live shows. So happy to see you all here. And just so you know, if Facebook doesn't work, always pop over to YouTube. I think I got everybody's questions. Everyone's out enjoying the sun watching this.
Let me rearrange one of my cameras so you guys can watch it stitch. How about that?
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll take you down while you do that.
Okay.
You just holler once you have it all up.
You got it.
All right, this is a super easy project. And again, in this example, she purchased blanks, which would be a great idea to use a sublimation printer as well. But if you watch Tuesday's show with Colleen, she showed you how to make a zippered pouch, which would be perfect. So you could make it and embroider it. Like Cindy King, she says, hey, this would be a lot faster just to get the blank on there. Get the blanks. All right, she's almost set up for you. Yeah, so you have a whole week. Father's Day is not this weekend, it's next weekend. You have a whole week while we're watching Sara get set up. And you'll have plenty of time to finish this. This would make a great, I could think of a lot of other gifts too. Do it with white and blue or the colors of your wedding and give out small bags like this to the bridesmaids or the grooms. Grooms would be a good one too. That's always a hard one to find.
That's a great idea. I think I've seen before they make like for weddings an emergency kit. You know, if you really enjoy the open bar, they give you Advil, like an extra hair tie in there. That would be a cute gift.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Let me switch
All
my
right.
camera. Let's see how we're looking here.
She's all switched through.
Oh, it's upside down. All right, let me fix that. Give me 1 second.
All right. While she's fixing that, I'll wait for the A for Angela to flip the right side. I could be upside down. It's okay. I know, Cindy. That was funny. So anyways, drop your questions and comments in while she's letting this embroider, and very, very, very fun project. Just for a side note, we will see you now on Tuesdays. Summer has started, so we're going back to just Tuesdays. So Tuesdays at noon, pencil it in. And if there's ever a topic you want, let brother know. There we go. I think we're right side up now.
Okay. This is the best part, to watch it stitch out.
Oh, I like that. I like those colors. Oh, that looks so good.
Very classy.
Yeah, I like that too, Cindy.
And as you guys can see, it trims all the threads for you. So there it goes, cutting. It tucks the tail so it won't get caught up when it's stitching other colors. And you can probably see the red light now. So that is that's how I positioned it and centered it on my crosshays. Really easy to see, great positioning system, very, very accurate. Taking my magnets off. There we go. My microphone is getting a little tangled up. I'm just trying not to trip myself. Okay. Ta-da!
Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it. That's perfect. You could send it on over. Oh, except it's for your dad.
I'll try to give it to him, but he is one of those dads that has everything and doesn't want anything.
I think it's a common trait. A common trait.
So too. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? I know we have a little more time. Should I show 2-point positioning?
Oh, sure. Why not?
All right. So I'm just going to pop in another one of these bags to show you how 2-point positioning works.
Everyone's like, yeah, sure. Great. You're welcome, Sheila.
So for these Father's Day bags, I just use, we'll call it 1-point positioning. So I just centered the crosshair. So again, I'll show you the hoop here. Let's see, can you see the crosshair? Not really, but it's there.
Just barely, we can see it.
You can barely see it. Probably a little easier once I get it on the white chalk. So I'm able to just line up 1 point, which is the center, because that's the type of project that this is. You know what? Let's try a different bag so you can see that. Kind of important. I'm gonna put my tan one back on.
Evelyn wants to know if you're going to trim away that stabilizer when you're done.
Oh, that's a good question. I might not. I might just leave it on because it's sticky, so it's not going to, let me illustrate a little bit. Because it's sticky, it's not going to move around at all. So, you know, if you use stabilizer that's not sticky, it'll be kind of like hanging off the bag here. But the sticky stuff stays flush. The one thing I will do is trim these little extra threads on the inside. All right, so we can see the crosshair definitely better here. So let's say, for the purposes of this demo, that we wanted to add the name going along the center line that I have here. So if I go, I'm just going to do this really quickly on the screen. I'm going to choose one of the mini fonts and I'm going to type out my dad's full name. And now I'm going to use, well, I am going to show you the screen now. Here we go. So it's super, super small. Looks funny when it's previewed like that. But what I want to make sure I'm doing is I want the text to sit right along the center line that I have marked. So I'm going to go to the final editing screen and I'm going to choose the 2-point positioning key. Now it allows me to pick from 9 different points to start from. So you're going to pick your first position. I want to make sure that I'm lined up all across the bottom of my design. I want this to sit perfectly on the line that I marked. So I'm going to start in the bottom left-hand corner. And then my second point will be the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, so now the positioning laser moved And I'm going to use the arrows on the screen to make sure that laser is lined up again with the line that I have marked on my pouch. That make sense?
That makes sense. Yes, Cindy, she said 2-point positioning. It's very cool, just like in the still air.
And I can go faster or slower. I love that there are different speeds you can choose from. Because sometimes you need really precise movements and other times you just need to get where you're going. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. That'll be my position 1. And then I'm going to press next. And it's showing me my position 2. And it is perfectly straight because I have my project hoop straight. So I'll press set. And now on the machine screen, it has moved my design for me to the position that I dictated using the 2-point positioning system. So we could go ahead and stitch that out. It'll be perfectly straight. This project, it is really easy to hoop this zipper pouch straight, but I love to use 2-point positioning when I'm hooping crooked because sometimes I don't want to, again, I've been talking about production and, you know, not wasting my time when I'm making products for my business. So sometimes I don't want to waste even a second fiddling with making my shirt or whatever I'm embroidering perfectly straight in the hoop. And I don't have to with 2-point positioning. I could put it in there crooked and all I have to do is arrange the 2-point positioning system and it will automatically rotate the design so that it's crooked in the hoop, but when you pull it out, it's straight on your project. So that's the 2-point positioning system.
Perfect. Very easy. Everybody's saying, I love it. Thanks for showing that.
Of course. Anything else?
Even more tutorials.
Yeah.
Well, Sara, this was an awesome project. And you know what? Again, for those of you, I see one question popping in, which I'll bring up here. But for those of you that want to make your own bag, go back to Tuesday's show and watch Colleen or grab some blanks, and you can do this with the embroidery.
Yes.
Here's a quick question for you.
Will it adjust if it's hooped crooked? So yes, that's what I was just kind of explaining, is that you can absolutely hoop. I almost said hook. You can hoop crooked and you can move that 2-point position laser just along, as long as you have a straight line marked. I should mention that part, right? So as long as you have your crosshair marked straight on your project that you're embroidering, you can hoop it crooked, line up the points of the 2-point positioning system with the crosshair that you drew, and then it will embroider straight.
Absolutely. And so, Linda, I can't recall. I think you were on my show a couple weeks ago when was it last week when I did those Win an Angel skid-proof bags that went on top of for the back of the boat. By the way, they worked great, but I did show on the still air, which is exactly the same, where I hooped it totally crooked and showed those 2 points. So if you want to see that a little closer, you can go back and catch that too. And it hoops straight anyway. Who hoops straight anyway? Nobody does, Patty. Well, we try really hard.
We do.
Love it. Well, Sara, this was a great project. All of you, thank you for watching. I'm going to bring up Sara's website here and Brother's website and mine. So I will be updating the next few live shows on there for my calendar, which is on Angela Wolf. If you go to brothersews.com, they have 2 blogs along with all of their beautiful products and videos. But they have a sewing blog and a crafting blog. So make sure you check out both. And if you do some of these projects, don't forget to use #BrotherSews, #BrotherScanandCut. And then I also have Sara's website down there. Go check out what she's doing. If you don't want to make something, you can always buy something.
Exactly, yes. I'm on YouTube. I have lots of fun videos on there. Instagram, Pinterest, and I have my own website and my shop. Check it out.
Awesome. All right. I will see you all on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Sara, I can't wait to see what you make next. And you're going to make your whole family pretty excited because you just made 3 bags in less than an hour.
I know. So quick and easy. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Till next time, everyone. Happy sewing.